Hi guys, welcome back to Rybrook TV and welcome to the new Maserati Gran Turismo. Pretty, isn't it? But what I want to answer is, are the looks backed up by the way it drives? Simple answer to that question is yes. I think it definitely backs up the looks with the way that it drives. Let's start with a little overview of the Gran Turismo lineup. You've got the entry level, which is the Modena, you've got this, which is the Trofeo, and then above that, you've got the Folgore, which is a 750 horsepower electric vehicle. That's not here yet, haven't driven it, can't wait to do so. But let's concentrate on this one. This is the Trofeo, the top end internal combustion engine variant of the Gran Turismo. Gone is the V8 from the previous Gran Turismo. Now we've got a 3-litre V6 Nettuno engine from the MC20 supercar. In this car, it produces around 550 horsepower, which means that 0 to 62 is dealt with in just 3.2 seconds. So it's pretty ballistic in a straight line. But there's so much more to this car than just brute force in a straight line. Oh no, this has got so much more depth than that. All that power is put to the road via all 4 wheels and an 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox. Now let's start with that gearbox. It's brilliant. You've got several driving modes, including Comfort, GT, Sport, and Corsa, all controlled through this little switch on the steering wheel, which firstly is fantastic. When it's in GT and Comfort, it really is an incredibly comfortable, soft, long-distance cruiser. And the gearbox does such a great job of shifting between the ratios, you don't even notice it. And then you've got the damping. The damping on this car is sensational. It's nice and soft and supple over some horrific roads here in Wales. This is a very potholey, very bumpy, all over the place kind of road, and it soaks it up with ease. On the motorway, on the way over here, it was supremely comfortable, soaked up everything that we threw at it. It is a proper Grand Tourer, this. It actually surprised me at how comfortable and how soft and how pliable and usable this car was over really horrific roads, which is why I wanted to bring it here, really, to really test what it was like on some of the most bouncy and potholey roads that I could find. Just wanted to see how it handled the everyday side of things, because at the end of the day, the Gran Turismo has always been the everyday long-distance GT/sports car, and this has to live up to that, and well, it certainly does. The interior is fantastic. It all feels beautiful, high quality. You've got a digital dashboard directly in front of you, which changes depending on what driving mode you're in. I love these metal shift paddles, which are stationary. They're not attached to the steering wheel. I mean, I really like that, to be honest. They're nice and metal and they feel fantastic. I love the way the buttons are all laid out. The start-stop button is a little blue button on the steering wheel as well, which feels really special every time you press it. I also like the new design language of Maserati, first seen in the Grecale and the MC20. It's carried over to this car, and I think it's fabulous. The 2 screens in the middle work really well. The bottom one controls all your air conditioning and so on. The top one is your main control unit, so your maps, your phone, and all sorts. However, let's be honest, you're going to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, aren't you? Which is exactly what I've got loaded up on here. It's crisp, it's responsive, it's really, really good. I also love the sculpture of the dashboard, the way it dips in with the leather and different materials. It's just a really beautiful place to sit for a long period of time in this car. But this is also a Maserati, and one with 550 horsepower. So we also need to discover what that's like. So if we go down here, put the car into Corsa, drop it into manual, and then we'll see exactly what it's made of. Firstly, it's nice and responsive. The gearbox then wakes up from being this soft, usable box to a really quick, sharp, snappy gearbox. The next ratio is just ready for you as soon as you want it. And it sounds really good. It's not quite got the noise that the V8 used to, but still, I think it's fantastic. It's so responsive. The engine just picks up and goes the second you ask it to. And the all-wheel drive system keeps you planted, even on a day like today, in 3 degrees outside. It keeps you planted, keeps you pointing in the right direction. The seating position is spot on. You can see the haunches at the front of the car, and it feels just inherently special. It's a special place to sit in here and a special place to really enjoy the feel and the drive. I think they've absolutely nailed this car. Whoa, it's got a nice bang / burble on the upshift as well. It feels so quick across the ground, but it's not just the pace of the acceleration that really impresses. It's how well it manages that power and how well it manages the roads here in the UK. In any gear, it picks up and goes, but yeah, it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And the great thing is, you can then dial it back into comfort, and it becomes, again, this soft, usable everyday car. You've got 4 seats in here. Yes, the rear ones are probably a bit of a squeeze for some full-grown adults, but there's a big boot. You've got all the tech you're ever going to need. You get so much as standard on these cars, even on the Moderna, that there's not really many boxes to tick. So you don't actually need to spec it up. It comes as standard with everything you're ever going to need, which I think is a fabulous selling point of this car. I'm mighty impressed with it. I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. And I didn't think that I would like it quite as much as I have. It's got character, it's got soul, it's got heart, but it's also backed up by being just a really, really competent, brilliant, everyday car. It really does do everything you would ever need it to do, and more. I think it's fantastic. And for any more information on the new Maserati Gran Turismo, please use the link in the description of this video to contact the guys at Maserati Bristol. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, and we'll see you guys again really soon.